Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a feeling many of us know, that unsettling sense of anxiety, maybe apprehension about the future.
hmm
It's not just, general worry. It's that specific, sometimes inexplicable feeling like a deep premonition that something bad might happen, even without an obvious reason.
Right, that feeling of impending doom.
Exactly. We've looked at, well, psychological studies, personal accounts, especially from people identifying as INFJs and even them's philosophical takes. And while, sure, it's a human thing,
It is.
our sources suggest it really resonates with INFJs. So for you listening, our mission here is to understand why this happens, and maybe more importantly, how you can kind of synchronize your thinking to find more peace.
It's true that feeling can be incredibly pervasive. And for individuals who are highly intuitive and empathetic, like INFJs often are, it can be particularly tough. Their nature just makes them so attuned to subtleties in their environment, and they can be quite susceptible to absorbing emotions from others, which, well, that can definitely feed into this sense of doom. So our goal, really, is to pull out some actionable insights from all this material we've reviewed to help you navigate these feelings, because they can be really overwhelming sometimes.
So given that sensitivity, how does this sort of early warning system actually, show up for an INFJ day to day? What is it that makes them pick up on potential issues maybe before they're even clear?
Well, it's almost like their intuition is uh, constantly scanning the horizon, right? Trying to connect dots that maybe aren't fully visible yet.
Okay.
And then you layer on top of that their empathetic nature. INFJs can be sponges for the emotions and concerns of people around them.
Yeah, I can see that.
So imagine feeling everyone else's anxiety like it's your own.
Yeah.
It can really amplify that internal sense of dread.
hmm
But it's really important to say, though, while this might be a particular challenge for INFJs, these feelings aren't exclusive to them at all. Anxiety, depression, they manifest like this for lots of people.
That makes a lot of sense. So beyond those innate traits, what other patterns or maybe tendencies kind of push people, maybe especially INFJs, towards this feeling? Perfectionism came up a lot in our sources.
Oh, absolutely. Perfectionism is huge. And what's interesting is how it often tangles up with their tendency towards deep introspection.
How so?
Well, INFJs tend to be idealistic, right? They hold themselves, and often others, to really high standards,
Okay.
which creates this kind of constant low-level anxiety, this fear of failure, and that can easily, very easily, trigger that sense of doom.
Uh,
Plus, they spend a lot of time inside their own heads, analyzing thoughts, emotions. And while self-reflection is great,
sure.
it can sometimes slide into rumination, just overthinking everything, dwelling on worst-case scenarios, really feeding that feeling.
Yeah, getting stuck in those loops.
Exactly. And we also see, as introverted intuitives, they might develop quite strong personal beliefs, which can sometimes lead to maybe a slightly rigid way of thinking. And being feeling types, they naturally prioritize values and emotions, which is a massive strength, of course. But without balance, it could potentially lead to maybe impulsiveness or getting stuck in indecision sometimes.
Wow. Okay. So it's definitely complex, lots of layers. Understanding the why is one thing, but
Right.
let's talk solutions. What are the most powerful ways our sources suggest for like synchronizing your thinking and finding some peace?
Yeah, the how. Well, the first step, and it's really foundational, is mindfulness.
Okay.
Practices that just help you stay present, grounded in this moment, like focusing on your breath, really noticing what your five senses are picking up, maybe journaling.
Mm-hmm.
These things are crucial. Mindfulness kind of acts like a circuit breaker for that anxious, future-focused mind.
Mm-hmm.
It pulls you back to right now, which is, well, the only moment that's actually real.
That's a really powerful way to put it because that INFJ mind, yeah, if it's unchecked, it can really spiral on those what ifs. So how does something like gratitude fit in? How does that counteract it?
Ah, gratitude is key for challenging the negative thought patterns directly.
Okay.
Instead of just accepting those doom and gloom thoughts,
No.
you sort of put them on trial. Ask yourself, is this thought actually based on solid facts? Or is it just, fear, old patterns talking?
Right. What's the evidence?
Exactly. What's the most likely outcome? Not just the absolute worst one your brain jumps to. By actively focusing on positive things, cultivating gratitude, you literally start retraining your brain.
Shifting the focus.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Shifting the focus to different possibilities.
And beyond that internal work, the research also really stressed getting external support.
Absolutely vital.
Talking to trusted friends, family, maybe even a therapist, right? To explore what's underneath those anxieties. Sometimes just saying it out loud helps massively.
It really does. And connecting that to the bigger picture, Things like education and seeking out new experiences are also really important.
How so?
Well, the more you learn, the more you expose yourself to different situations, the better equipped you feel to handle uncertainty.
Ah, okay. It builds confidence.
Exactly. Directly chips away at that fear of the unknown, which so often fuels that sense of impending doom.
And circling back to perfectionism, which we said was a big one,
Mhm.
the antidote seems to be self-compassion, accepting imperfection.
Yes, this is so important.
Striving for excellence is fine, great even, but letting the fear of not being perfect paralyze you, that's just counterproductive.
Totally.
It's about giving yourself permission to mess up sometimes, learn from it, treat yourself like you treat a friend, you know?
That's such a key insight, extending that grace and tying back to that idea of potentially rigid thinking.
Yeah.
It's really helpful to actively explore different perspectives, different viewpoints. It broadens your understanding, challenges your own assumptions.
Keeps you flexible.
Right. And also developing a more balanced approach to making decisions, weighing both the emotional side and the rational factors. It just leads to more, well, effective choices in the long run.
Okay, this is all really practical. Now here's where our material got, I thought, really fascinating. It brought up cultivating self-sufficiency in love as a powerful tool against this doom feeling. What does that actually mean for you listening?
All right, this is a core concept.
Yeah.
It basically means defining what love means to you first, understanding what you genuinely need and want in any kind of relationship, romantic, friendships, even professional ones.
Okay, so it's not just about romance.
Not at all. Because without that clear internal definition, that self-sufficiency, you might find yourself constantly looking outside for validation.
Yeah.
Or you end up defining love based on how other people show it, which might be totally different from what you actually need.
That makes sense.
The sources put it really well. Everything you love is based on how you love yourself. And love is found in resonance. And if you don't have a clear definition of who you are, you won't resonate with others in a clear contrast. It's like needing to know your own musical note before you can harmonize properly with someone else. You need to write your own love manifesto, essentially, defining what you need so you stop chasing external approval and start vibrating, resonating with purpose.
Okay, so that leads into this idea of chasing resonance and avoiding dissonance. What's that about? It sounds a bit judgmental.
But it's not really about judging others. It's more about filtering. Having that clear definition of yourself and your needs acts like a filter.
Okay.
It helps you recognize what doesn't fit, what creates dissonance for you, so you can gently steer away from it. It lets your life kind of mesh better, feel more like you, because you're operating from your own definition, not just reacting to situations or other people's ways.
So it's self-alignment, really.
Exactly. This self-defined love template, as you might call it, becomes a guide in all areas of life. It helps you spot good matches again in any context and communicate your needs much more effectively. You approach relationships from a place of strength, of confidence, not from neediness. And you can give love freely because you have an abundant supply of love within yourself.
That sounds incredibly empowering.
It really is. This whole journey leads towards what the sources called homeostasis as an INFJ. Basically, finding a stable, balanced inner state that feels authentic to you, your INFJ nature, without being swayed by everyone else's opinions.
That's a powerful goal, homeostasis. Now, okay, life happens. Self-sufficiency isn't maybe a permanent fixed state. Insecurity can creep back in, right? What then?
Absolutely. It's not about achieving perfection. When those insecure moments hit, the sources say it's crucial to take a step back and reconnect with our definition of things.
Revisit the manifesto.
Exactly. Remind yourself of your core values, your needs. It helps you regain that self-confidence, that inner strength. It's like recalibrating your internal compass back to your true north.
Got it. So beyond these really specific strategies, the sources also kept circling back to just foundational ongoing practices for sensitive people.
Yes, absolutely. Consistent self-care is non-negotiable, really, to prevent burnout and exhaustion.
Makes sense.
Taking that time to recharge, doing things that genuinely bring you joy,
Yeah.
that naturally sparks positive self-reflection, too. It's not just indulgent, it's necessary maintenance.
Yeah, preventive maintenance for your well-being.
And reinforcing that, surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people and influences really supports this whole process. The good news is, once you start building these habits, they do become more automatic. It gets easier.
Okay, so to kind of wrap things up here, by embracing things like mindfulness, working towards a more realistic outlook, being open to new perspectives, really defining love for yourself, and just prioritizing your well-being,
Mhm.
you absolutely can manage those feelings of doom and build a really fulfilling life.
Definitely. And maybe for a final thought to leave you with, consider this. How deeply understanding your unique definition of love, of self, separate from what anyone else expects, how that doesn't just change your relationships, but how it fundamentally shapes your ability to find clarity, to find purpose in every single area of your life. That deep self-knowledge, it becomes your most reliable compass, truly.
That's a fantastic point to end on. Take some time, reflect on your own definitions, maybe start writing that manifesto. Think about how you can apply these ideas to chase resonance in your own life. You really can do this.